Spirit Radio, Dan Style. Got a great show here planned for us. I don't know what I consider a great show. This is probably my all-time favorite topic, and I really, really wanted to spend some time with this, and I'm going to do my best to hopefully do it justice. First off, got to cover business like we always do. Dan Radio Style, of course, is the channel. Please subscribe. I always appreciate subscriptions. I think it's a fantastic kind of thing. And also, if you'd like to communicate with me, as it says in the little comment section below the video or around the video or somewhere by the video, spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, I'm curious about this. Hey, this is happening in my life. What do you think? Hey, Willie Mays Hayes. Hay is for horses and not for cows, but some for pigs for not for... Anyway, it's something my friends used to always say. Anyway, so hay is for horses, not for cows, but I can't remember how it goes. Doesn't matter, because it's a stupid saying. Anywho, we're doing the Great Leap, and obviously not leaping too far with these childish things I'm saying. So the Great Leap into the heart, as one might say, and I like to think of that way. And a lot of this was sponsored by my favorite author, one of my favorite authors, certainly, Dan Millman. Someone sent me a picture of the book. I still think of that. That was just amazing. One of the coolest magical moments that someone had ever shared with me. But anyway, this particular book is The Sacred Journey of the Peaceful Warrior, and it was the second book. And just to say, I am a peaceful warrior. That was really, really key in my development as a human being. Have done some things in my life that I think I've really, truly demonstrated that concept, and I'm really proud of myself. So whatever the case is, peaceful warrior, definitely doing that. Living the dream, living the love. So let's try to get into this and do the best I can with it. Now, we're talking about the Great Leap. Now, the Great Leap is, just to kind of cover the generals of it, is what happens when you go from the third chakra to the fourth chakra. So we're going to kind of cover the first three chakras in kind of not rapid succession, but we're going to cover the basics of the first three chakras. Now, also one thing, just to take a back step here, Jesus taught us to love our neighbors, right? And a lot of it's like, love your neighbors as yourself, to do unto others as you would do to your, what does that really mean, right? Well, that's kind of a question that I'm hoping this little topic is going to somewhat answer for us. It's not as simple as just loving everyone. Hey, can't we all just get along and be happy? No, it's a little deeper than that. There's a little more to it. So hopefully that'll be something that we have a solid answer to by the time we finish this little discussion that we're having. So the chakra is kind of the good stuff. First chakra, all right? Personal survival. It's your base chakra, or coccyx, as I said in one of my chakra shows. Love that word. I don't know. It's just spelled funny, and saying it right is just groovy. So anyway, your personal survival, that's what it has to deal with. Your basic instincts. You want to eat, you want to sleep, you want to take care of yourself, right? You want to make sure numero uno is taken care of in the big picture. So that's what chakra number one is. Your coccyx is right down in there. Number two, chakra numero dos. It is the need to multiply, sexual energies, like embracing life, being in relationships. It's sort of your sexual chakra that they call it. It's down in that region, if you will. So yeah, exactly. It's kind of like being in relationships, very fundamental. Again, all these things are very earth-like, very very worldly, I should say, is probably a better way to say it. So again, multiply, sexual energy, all that good stuff. Number three is your personal power. It's your stomach chakra, your stomach chakra, basically. And it's your emotional center. So what we want, what we need, what we desire, all of those things kind of come from that third chakra. Now, the fourth chakra, again, it's when you get into love. It's really when you get into the non-worldly kind of aspects of things. It's more of a non-physical, like I feel this. It's not about taking care of myself. It's about maybe taking care of another or loving another. But you ultimately, once you start really lighting up, I should say, your first three chakras, something that's very common for people, and again, there's a lot of people that can go their entire lives and be totally cool with just those three chakras kind of lit up and groovy, right? And they're fine with that, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But for the people that are probably listening to my show, it's a little different. At some point, a yearning begins. At some point, you're starting to crave more. You begin to see that you are no longer alone, right? That those people walking on the street are not just strangers per se, but maybe friends that you haven't met in this lifetime. Maybe you begin to fall in love with not only yourself, but also everyone around you. You start to look at complete strangers as somehow like familiar people. Like maybe you've seen them before. Like it said, like like they've come from your past, or you somehow know them, or there's some sort of familiarity to them. But you're definitely yearning for more. You're looking for more in life than maybe nice cars, maybe having a great kid or great kids or wonderful house or this great family or this, that, and the other thing, nice things. It starts to become more than that. It's not just stuff. It starts to become more of an emotional center for you. So we search. We begin to explore. For some of us, it's very subtle, right? It might mean, I don't know, taking up a more meaningful hobby, perhaps, like volunteering or maybe helping out at your church. For others, it could mean like leaving our typical corporate crappy job and finding something that feels better, feels a little more rewarding, feels like I'm doing something that's more worthwhile for the big picture. And for others, it's still maybe that that we begin to look at wider issues, maybe global issues, right? Like all these poor people, or starvation, or hunger, or people don't have clean water to eat. And we actually reach a point where we really want to do something about it. And then sometimes we continue, right? We continue to search down that path, and maybe we buy some books. Dan Millman's a great one, by the way. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But we begin to read, inspirational books. We look into different religions. Maybe we dabble in New Age or spiritual stuff. You start listening to crazy shows like mine. Or we begin to see that there is a spirit to this world. There's some sort of weird etheric kind of thing going on, a common bond maybe that links each and every one of us. Might even go so far as to say, hey, maybe there's like past lives or something. And I'm going to do a show on past lives because really time kind of happens all simultaneously. But just, to keep it easy. But we start to realize that things that we've lived for no longer really satisfy us. We start to really crave for more, for meaning, for like what is really going on. That like there's a depth to life, and we really want to understand what's going on. We might give more time, we might give money, we might give our love or cause to help out a cause or to help one another. We might even, I don't know, start seeing like issues with humanity as more common. Like this is a problem you have. This is a problem I can relate to. I get this. We're all people. We're all on the same planet. We're all kind of part of the same family, if you will. So we start looking at things in a much more deep level. Again, from the heart, from love. It doesn't require a lot of soul searching. That's one of the cool things about this whole concept. It doesn't even take actually a lot of work. But what it does take for a lot of people, and it's why they call it the Great Leap, it takes bravery. It takes bravery to step outside of the cultural norm, to actually dare to make a stand for something like love or for things that actually matter, right? Not what the TV tells you, right? Not go out and buy the coolest, newest things, but what actually matters. To look at your own life, not as one that is about getting what you want, but about helping others get to where they want to be, right? Using your skills, your talents, your knowledge, your wisdom, whatever it is, to make a difference in life, to help other people. Again, you're reaching outside of yourself. So that purpose starts to become a driving force in your life. You are not serving to please or gain reward, but because you actually yearn to serve, to make a difference, to help people, to love. This truly is the meaning of compassion. It's that truth that's hidden within the message that Jesus and other great teachers have taught us. That is kind of what he was meaning when he says to love others, to love, to do unto others as you would yourself. That is really what he's talking about being in your heart. It's not necessarily about loving everyone. It's not crazy like that. It's about really being in your heart, in the moment, and trying to be present in all situations. And how can I help? I'm not alone on this world anymore. I am now a part of everything else. All of these people around me, I am a part of as well. So the question we kind of want to ask at this point is, how do we make the great leap? And I love the term. I fell in love with it when I first read this book. The term great leap is so true. For those of you that's maybe seen the Indiana Jones movies, I want to say it was the last one, The Last Crusade, I believe that one was called. And it was the one where he's going into the temple, right? And he's trying to save his father and all that. And there's the part where he has to take the leap of faith. He has to take that step across the bridge, and there's actually a bridge thing that's painted just like the rock, so you can't actually see it, and he throws sand on it so everyone else can see it. But he just takes that step, and there it was, right? He lands on it. So a lot of these journeys, if you will, begin in your heart. You got to follow your heart. Your heart's going to lead you to this graceland, if you will. That's why it's the leap, the heart chakra. Because your heart knows which way you're going. It knows which way you should go. It's not a difficult or dangerous leap, don't get me wrong, but your mind's going to tell you it's about one of the scariest darn things you've ever done. But it truly is more simple than you realize. So stop for a moment to consider your life. Does it feel purposeful? Would you like to do something to make a difference? Would you like to share your talents, your gifts with others? Do you believe you can make a difference for someone or something? Then follow that call. Follow your heart. It's truly, seriously, that simple. It might be that you're looking into things like going into a local community or getting involved in a local charity or project. Maybe you want to write some letters to some local thing and try to make a difference. Maybe you are deciding that some sort of evening classes are going to help you, or you might want to get involved in some organization in your area, maybe locally, maybe globally, like Greenpeace or whatever, to try to make a difference in that regard. Again, you're feeling this from your heart. You may even go and be crazy and just say hello and smile to more people on the street as you walk by, right? Maybe that homeless guy on the street, instead of throwing him a couple bucks of change, maybe you actually stop and talk to him and try to make a difference in that guy's life. Maybe if you're a parent, maybe you hug your kids a little more. You spend a little more time with them. Try to make a difference in their lives. Whatever you do, right? Big or small, it doesn't matter. Because in the end, the destination is the heart's going to lead you to it. It's going to help you find this place that you're yearning to get to. So dare, seriously, dare. I dare you, for that matter, to follow your calling, follow your heart, and do whatever you can to come more into your heart. It just takes practice. It takes a little, what am I feeling? What am I doing? Follow that feeling. Sometimes it's a little scary because maybe you're not seeing all the stimuli in the physical world to support the feelings you have, but follow your feelings anyway. Follow your heart. Follow your love. You may not be ready to make the great leap just yet, and that's okay. That's totally okay. I got bills to pay. You got bills to pay. The real world's out there, and a lot of us just maybe aren't quite ready to make that great leap. But think about the journey ahead. What's your destination? What are you really heading for? And can you get there on your present course? These are the questions to ask yourself. Ultimately, no matter what, the choice is yours. Every journey for every person is different. Every path is unique. We all march to the beat of a different drummer. But ultimately, we are all heading across the Great Divide. We're jumping out of our skin, and we're making that great leap into the heart. So follow your hearts, people, and see what wonderful things show up. You will be so amazed. You will be so amazed at how it is when you finally let go and you follow your heart and you follow the love and you stop thinking and thinking and thinking, but actually doing and being in the moment, feeling the love, following that love, making choices that actually come from that location. And it will truly change your perspective forever. That is why it's a great leap. Because before, it was very physical, and you needed evidence before you move forward. Now you're doing something based off of feeling, and then you get the evidence. The evidence comes after the effect, not before. It's amazing. So again, spend a little time with this. You will get there. You will get comfortable with this, but it will change your life forever. And once you jump, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th chakras really bam, 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 bam start to flow. The big jump is the one that matters. Getting yourself to that final piece of the pie, if you will. Dan Radio style. Please subscribe. And again, if you've got any emails you'd like to share with me, I would love it at spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. We'll do more shows. This was a fun one. I really, really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being a part of this with me.